So, there's a general perception on social media that Mohammed Kudus is perhaps the player with the most presence on West Ham United's social media handles. Like, what I mean is that people actually feel West Ham United post Mohammed Kudus too much on social media. If you go on TikTok, others actually even think that the admin is a Ghanaian because of the kind of content they post. In today's edition of Explainer, we are going to understand whether indeed Kudus is most posted on West Ham United's social media handles ahead of every player. We are also going to understand whether the admin is a Ghanaian. We are going to unveil him on this platform. And also, we are going to understand whether they do it on purpose and perhaps there's a reason behind what they do so far as Kudus content is concerned. I'm sure in today's explainer, you're going to love it. But if it's your first time on this platform, please hit on the subscription button and let's build this community together. But without wasting much time, let's get straight into today's video. So I'm going to start with this particular disclaimer that I don't work with West Ham United. I don't know anybody who works with West Ham United. That's a fact. And also, I don't have access to West Ham United's back end. And I'm not using any analytical tools. I'm using what I call the eye tests. The eye tests. So get that. I don't work with West Ham United. I don't know anybody who works with West Ham United. This is based on my personal observation and something that I've realized. Perfect. Now that we are done with that, let's go into the video. So first of all, yes, it's a fact that West Ham United post Mohammed Kudus more than any other player on their social media handles. Like in the past few seasons or in the past few months that Kudus joined West Ham United, there's been more content on Mohammed Kudus than any other player that you can find in that West Ham United team. That is a fact. So if you look at their last game they played, when they played against Crystal Palace, where Mohammed Kudus scored a goal, there's been at least 5, you can count 5 different contents on West Ham United's social media page, particularly Instagram. They post him on Instagram, Twitter. This thing I'm saying is something that is very constant on all their social media platforms. But I'm using Instagram because, Instagram, because of the interface, it's easy to track posts. If you go on Twitter, it's very difficult. Like X, I should say, it's very difficult. But on Instagram, you can easily see the post. There's at least 5 different posts on their social media handle which has Mohammed Kudus in it, or there's Mohammed Kudus content on their platform. Why are they doing that? That's basically what we are going to do today. And is it deliberate attempts or is just something that is happening? First of all, it's a deliberate attempt, and I'm going to explain. I am using my experience as a social media account manager and also a digital media expert, someone who has worked with football clubs or someone who has worked in football. In the past 4 to 3 years, I have been directly involved in club media and I've been directly working with football clubs, especially on their social media and then their digital media strategies. I'm using my experience based on that to make this analogy. It may be true, it may not be true. First of all, as a social media account manager, and I think every other social media account manager will relate to this, when you make any post, you follow the engagement and then the fans' reaction, and then you reproduce the same content. The content that does well, you reproduce it for the audience because it means that that's what they enjoy. If you look at West Ham United and their social media handles, they have over 4.1 million as at the time I did this video on Instagram. I said I'm using Instagram because it's easy to track it. Instagram. And they average from 100,000 posts to around 20,000, from 20,000 to 100,000 posts on a video or on a post on Instagram, within 24 hours, literally. If you check that range or that threshold, posts that involves Mohammed Kudus easily gets to those numbers with no stress. If you go to the last 30 posts made by West Ham United, you realize that most of the videos or most of the posts that hit the threshold I told you, which is the 20,000 to the 100,000, are basically Mohammed Kudus contents. Are you getting what I mean? So it means that when they post Mohammed Kudus, they get more reactions, more than any other players. And you can check their content on Zuma, their content on other players on the platform. That some of them even get as low as 8,000. But anything that involves Mohammed Kudus, and sometimes they just make post slide, let's say like a slide pictures of players warming up. And when they start the slide with Mohammed Kudus picture, it gets more interaction than all the other players. And comments is around 200 thereabouts. That's how much reaction they get from single post that has Mohammed Kudus. But when the post is not about Mohammed Kudus, it doesn't really get that interaction that they expect. So if I'm a social media manager and I'm managing the page, and I realize that there's this particular player who gives me more interactions, I don't need anybody from anywhere to tell me to continually posting. You get what I mean? So that's one factor. Another thing is how Ghanaians react or how Ghanaians interact on their page. That is super. You know, sometimes people argue that perhaps they do this content for Ghanaians, and I think they also have Ghanaians in their mind, because I realized this. I was monitoring their page and I realized this, that when Stonebwoy went to visit West Ham United to watch Mohammed Kudus' video, West Ham is a club in England. Most of their fans, 80 to 90% of their fans, don't understand Chi because the club is in England. England, they don't speak Chi. Almost country war. But when Stonebwoy went to England or West Ham to go and watch Mohammed Kudus, when they finished the video and they edited Stonebwoy's visit, they didn't include subtitles. It's standard that when these international brands create content, they include subtitles so that they can help the audience that don't understand the language that the person in the video will speak. But guess what? That Stonebwoy video has no subtitle. In that video, Stonebwoy spoke Chi in that video, but there was no subtitle in the video. West Ham United went ahead to post it on their social media platform. So there, I realized that these people then see this content is for the Ghanaian community, and that is it. So they realize that Ghanaians also really interact on their platform so much that they have to just do the content for the audience. And I think something that we Ghanaians have really done very well when it comes to supporting Mohammed Kudus, and then when it comes to supporting our players when they play for European clubs, we do that extremely well. Like, we are always on their platforms, engaging, expecting them to post our players, and when they post our players, we really engage with them. So I think that's also a factor. That's also a reason why Kudus, we get to see more Kudus content, because they realize that we engage with our players more than maybe a player who is a Brazilian. Maybe the Brazilian don't engage more when they post their countrymen. But in Ghana, if you see any post about Kudus, you will see Ghanaians under it, which is something very, very super that we do very well. The other thing is, the last one is, there have been a lot of people that say that if you go on TikTok like this, a lot of people think the guy is a Ghanaian or the admin is a Ghanaian. Honestly, I don't think he's a Ghanaian, because I'm on LinkedIn and I follow some of the stuff. I've not seen anybody who is a Ghanaian in the team. But what I realize is that they've realized that we Ghanaians interact more on these platforms, and they easily select the top songs. If you're a social media manager and you're on TikTok, you don't have to be a Ghanaian to know the trending songs in Ghana. Sometimes you can even go to Kudus and tell Kudus that, Kudus, Charlie, which song is trending in Ghana? And even on TikTok, it's more easier to get that. So I don't think the admin is a Ghanaian, but other thing that they are doing is they are hyping Mohammed Kudus. And the last one is onward transfer. I've worked with a football club, a club that deals in player transfer. Clubs that deals in player transfer, or clubs that makes more money from onward transfer, selling players to top clubs. West Ham United bought Kudus not because they want to turn him into a club legend. They want to sell him onward and make more money. And Kudus has shown that he's a player that can bring them more cash. You know what I mean? So they look at Kudus and say that, no, this guy, we go sell him onward and make more money. When it happens like that, the social media managers are tasked to hype the potential players that we can sell. And social media is the easiest way to market players in this modern era. So what they are doing is, they are raising the brand identity of Mohammed Kudus. They are raising the brand worth of Mohammed Kudus to a level where he will be sold at a higher price. And that one is done in collaboration with the social media team and then the technical team, and also even the owners of the club and the technical directorates of the club, they pick projects. When I work with a football club, one of my football clubs, there was a player that we made it our project to hype the player to a level where everybody will know the player, and we successfully sold the player outside the country. So that's also one factor. So the first one is Kudus really gives them a lot of engagement than any other player on their social media handle. Also, Ghanaians really engage, so they try to produce more content for the Ghanaian community and on-one transfer. Because Kudus looks like easily Chelsea, City, United. No, but you shouldn't go to United because United, they don't know what they are doing with their life. Like those top clubs are performing well. Like those top clubs can easily come to West Ham from Mohammed Kudus. So they are doing everything possible, hype him to that level and make sure that he excels. So this is why I think West Ham United always push Mohammed Kudus more, or there's more content. There's more Mohammed Kudus content on West Ham United's page. Let me know what you also think in the comment section. So that's the end of this particular video. If you enjoy it, please hit on the subscription button and let's build this community together. But also let me know what you think in the comment section. Why do you think West Ham United post Mohammed Kudus more? If you are also somebody who is in social media and you have other theories and you can also explain better, let's engage, let's learn from each other. As usual, my name is Delali Frank. On to meet again. Bye bye for now.